This is the first sight really you have of what this calls the compound. Okay, so come on in. That's the tin shed. Looks a little bit like the Tin Man's hat, and well, head really. The tin shed made entirely out of galvanized steel that was from a recycle yard, but it can't be recycled because it's a bimetal, and so I put it together into that. And that's mainly building supplies and stuff. This is the shack. It was the initial building that I had here at one time. And I just reinforced this roof because the snow in the winter really affects it when it's like on an overhang like that. There's some chunks of marble that I grabbed from the garbage. I'm going to use those for carving. Got that ladder from the trash as well. I was going to use it. I was going to take it in for aluminum recycling because aluminum is worth quite a bit per pound, but it's a fine ladder. I'm just going to use it, I think. As you can tell, the signs do not have their origin here in the bush. From Toronto. I don't really know what the political issue was, but I am happy about the signs. Come on in, I'll show you around the shack. The shack is a little bit of a mess right now. You can tell by the stovepipe hole that this used to have a stove in it. That's because I lived in the shack while I built the cabin. So it's mostly a tool shed and a work shed. Vise, hammer, screws. I should put that shovel back now. And lots of shovels. Got 2 shovels there and 3 shovels over there. And I've got a shovel out by the road in the pallet shed because I have another shed out by the road. But whatever. Yeah. This is from a cream separator. I got it from my friend, and it's just you can wash up outside or whatever with that. And this was the wood shed. I just built that in the afternoon one day, just kind of slapped it together. And I've been kind of stacking some wood in there lately. And so I do plan on being here in the fall next year. And this is the cabin. The cabin, as you can see, is right now flanked by a bunch of planks and timbers that I made out of a big pine tree. Go on down front and you get a better view of the cabin. Just doing some of my laundry. I do my laundry out here, of course. Instead of taking it, that's a black walnut tree there. That's the pine tree that I cut up. You can see a chipmunk down there running around in amongst it. And yeah, so this is the cabin itself. It's a 20 by 20 cabin, big overhang on the roof, salt box style with a porch on the front. That's how I would describe that, I guess. My friend Silvio has some issues with the foundation, but it hasn't fallen over yet, so it's not worried about it. And the step, actually I just made the step in an afternoon one day too. Take your shoes off coming in. So now that I keep this place fairly clean, keep your shoes off. Anyway, so it's there's still a bit of lumber laying around here, and some other junk, but that's my chair that I made out of a toboggan. I took out of the trash. You can see the curve of the toboggan there. And I took that chair out of the trash. All I had to do is glue this and replace that. And this door actually came from the university. I just had to cut off about a foot of it at the door. And so this is the porch area. And over here, if you listen really carefully, there's a hornet's nest back in there. Anyway, so a bunch of solar panels up here in the sun. This is the biggest solar panel, which right now is charging my drill battery. And this solar panel here is charging my other drill battery. And this is main electrical system for the lighting system, which is the drills, or the solar panels are up on the roof and come in through a wire, which just comes out here, and around the roof, and goes into this junction box and charges these 3 batteries, which are all 9 volt, and then goes to this junction box, some of which goes down to that light. Well, you can see the light right here, and there's another one by the door, and then some of the electricity goes inside to another junction box, which runs the fluorescent light. And I just put a sink in last year, so I have running water, and which is rainwater comes off the roof. Right now it smells a little bit like smoke because I had a fire last night. Trying to dry the paint out because I just painted the ceiling yesterday. And I've always been a big fan of built-in bookshelves, and so I built floor to ceiling there, one across the top or whatever. This is driftwood, as you can tell by the rounded edges on that chunk of wood. And that bookshelf, but some space underneath it I can do some things in this bookshelf. These are made out of walnut, chunks of walnut carved by this old lady, and so rather than throw them away or cut them up or whatever, I do that. And same thing, that came from someone's fireplace, so I made that into the front of my stove to keep ashes off the floor and fire from starting. Hardwood flooring is all like junk as well, thrown away material. I put the maple, which is the light colored stuff, over in the corner, so that way you can see a lot better what's going on in there. And of course I don't have enough hardwood to do the whole thing, so it ends right about here. But I will have. So, you know, people are always throwing things away. You know, I keep most of my food. The cupboards are all like sealed, so mice can't get into them. So I did have a mouse problem a few years ago, but I don't have it anymore. Oh. And I'll show you the upstairs, which I just painted this door, so it's a little bit sticky still. And it gets warm up here. It's pretty warm. And this is a sail, actually. It's a sail for a boat, which I used as a tarp when I was building. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it now. The stovepipe is horizontal right now, but it's meant to go out through the roof or whatever. And as you can see, I'm using old ceiling tiles as insulation and finishing it up so it'll look kind of like this. I don't know what use this upstairs will be. Storage, I guess. Mice do occasionally get in here, so I've set up some mouse traps. I managed to pop this one last night. Just not paying attention, I banged into it. And just put down all this fake hardwood flooring, which a lot of people, that's what they have in their kitchen these days. It's amazing, you know, it's just thrown away or whatever. Some good sized spiders here. But they're doing their part, I think, to clean the bugs out of the area. And all the windows and everything, that all came from a dumpster, of course, as well. And you can see on top of the roof out there, I've got my shower. It's warming in the sun. I put it up on the roof when there's not a lot of sun. And you can see my other solar panel if you lean this way a little bit. Then that's the one that's charging the electrical system inside. Okay, so that's the cabin. You know, as far as you can see it from up here.